So I do church planting here in America, and to do church planting in America, from the time it takes from a person to move from where he is to on-site, to gathering a team, to gathering funding, to the first launch Sunday, 3 years minimum. We launched a church in Liberia in 5 days.
And one, he said it should be risen.
James Saygarn is our minister. I met James Saygarn before. He was one of the ministers for GSA Road Church of Christ.
I got to know him through a brother called Samuel Down, and Samuel Down recommended him, highly recommended him, and so he came over before the team could arrive, and he and I had a good discussion, and I told him our work, I told him what we're about to do, and we're doing this for Liberia, and since he is a Liberian, it will be a good thing for him to get involved, and so he bought that, and when the team arrived, I turned him over, so to speak, to Bruce.
I had the opportunity to interview James, and interviewed him over 3 hours, and really found out he was a man of great Christian character, had wonderful competencies to do this work. He's a good preacher, strong leader in the community, and he really meshed with our culture here at Love Lights the Way. It was a total godsend to meet James when we did.
We're relying on him for a lot of things because we don't have anyone on the ground, so he's our man. He's our contact man, our point man. So he does all the preaching. He travels a pretty good distance to get to the site, and he goes up there, tries to go up there a couple times a week, visits the members, and does all the preaching and all the teaching. But besides that, he has to do a lot of running around for Love Lights the Way. For instance, I rely on him to keep in contact with our scholarship fund students, and there's quite a few of them, so he's got to be the intermediary between me and them. Then as time goes on, I'm sure we'll find a lot of other assignments for him, but yeah, we rely on James for a lot of things.
Liberia is not on our books, it's not part of our constitution, but it's been known to be a Christian nation, so starting from that point, you know, it's easy to establish a church up there. All you have to do, just sound the trumpet and say, we come in and want to preach the gospel, and you have people coming together. I think when we were starting Lighthouse Village Church of Christ, is what we did. You know, I just called on Will, one of the young men in the area, and I said, we want to start our evangelism work this week, so please make sure you inform people, let them gather. And we got more than 80 people that gathered that day. I think for the first day we have about 7 baptizing, and then from that time on, baptizing every last day, and the church is established and the work is going on, so it's just easy.
We had our first church meeting on that very next Sunday, and we had an attendance of 104. So, I mean, that's fantastic. They built an arbor out of bamboo poles and palm fronds.
And it provided plenty of shade. It's a very functional building in the dry season. Will not be functional in the rainy season, but for a few months it's a great place to meet initially.
It was really neat to see lines of people walking up the hill from the village to come.
Take your whole world.
The preaching was good, people were excited. Many people who came heard the truth for the first time.
We had 49 kids on our first Sunday. It was great to hear those kids sing, see them studying together, see them learning about Jesus together. We were highly impressed. We did not think that the attendance was going to be so great, but it was. So they're continuing to meet, continuing to grow. They meet on Sundays. James has visits with them out the week. They meet for Bible study. They meet for evangelism, door knocking, visitation, and song practice. And then Sunday, regular worship service. Since we have not completed our construction work right now on the school and the church edifice, we have rented the auditorium for the public school in the area. So the church will be meeting there during the rainy season.
The people of Liberia are very open to the gospel, very spiritual minded, and so that's been very gratifying to see how quickly the congregation has been planted. Spiritually, man, they are running broadband. They are screaming Wi-Fi there, where, you know, here, spiritually, we're running dial-up.
Before men, I now baptize you in the name of the
Saw 17 baptisms in 2 weeks. So it seems to me some of our resources need to advance things that are really moving fast, because they don't even need that many resources to really do something powerfully, exponentially, country changing, perhaps continent changing for Christ. We have established a church here. It's a tremendous place where we ought to be sticking our energies.